Hey everybody, this is Final Flame Productions, back again with another Terminator Dark Fate update video. I want to talk about the rating of the movie, which has been much of a discussion from when it first got announced. People were wondering, would it be another PG13 movie? We've heard in recent months and weeks that it would be R-rated, which was a big plus for many fans hearing that, and that initially sounded really good, but we've been starting to hear a little bit more that from Linda Hamilton and Tim Miller that the studio wanted it to be PG-13 at the start. The studio again wanted to start this franchise and wanted to create another sequel and repeat that same error again and make it PG-13 and not R-rated, which doesn't show the studio in a good light. Thankfully, I think Tim Miller wanted to be R-rated, and I'm sure James Cameron would have been on the same level there. If you look at the Reddit question and answers video that came out there a few weeks ago after Comic-Con, Arnold talks about, I think he describes he was really annoyed by the way Genesis was made into PG-13, and he thought it was really stupid. This is in his words, of the studio to force that. They attempted to do that again with Dark Fate, from what Linda Hamilton and Tim Miller say. They said that this movie was supposed to be PG-13, but is now kind of morphed into an R-rated movie. I've criticized Tim Miller quite a bit for, spoiler alert, the John Connor plot, the plot leaks. I wasn't happy with that. I still ain't impressed with that. But in fairness, Tim Miller says that he kind of knew that he was being pushed into a PG-13 movie, but he shot the movie, and when he was making the movie, to be R-rated in certain scenes, which I think is a pretty intelligent and sort of kind of cunning way to have some, not have some dirt on the studio, but have a backup that when you maybe get into that office and these meetings with these big studio guys, and you have maybe James Cameron beside you, that you can say, you guys are idiots. Well, they probably not say that, but that's what they are. If the studio are really trying to push another PG-13 Terminator movie, while confessing or suggesting that it's going to be a return to form, they really don't know what they're doing. But thankfully Miller seems to have planned around this and seems to have won the battle to get this to be an R-rated movie. It says that in the UK it's going to be a 15s, which would still make it, I think, an R-rated movie in America. The ratings are all a little bit kind of jumbled up and a little bit, they're different in America and the UK. Is it really going to be a hard R movie? Probably not, but then again, Terminator 2 wasn't really that either. A little bit concerned by the Linda Hamilton interview and Tim Miller. They suggest that the cursing that they added in the movie is contributing to the R rating, which of course is true, but I hope that isn't the only reason it's an R-rated movie. I hope that there is, as Arnie describes in the Reddit video, some blood, gore, guts in the movie. We know we don't need a overly violent blood and gore the whole way through, but you do need some moments like the Terminator pulling the eye out of his endoskeleton in T1, or the fist through the heart scene. Bits like that throughout the movie will let you know that you're not in some PG-13 CGI mess of a thing that we got with Genesis, which really, no matter if it turns out to be a proper R-rated movie or not, you have to look at the studio who are again behind this, Paramount, and they really do come out of it looking like idiots, because they made Genesis, it was a mess. They've now got Cameron back. They've got this R-rated director with Miller. You've got Arnie. You've got a new cast members. You are trying to promote it as a return to Terminator form, but then you still want to hold on and make it a restricted and make it a PG-13 movie. Now, okay, they changed their mind on it, or their minds were forcibly changed by Cameron and Miller, but it doesn't give much hope that these guys will really learn from their mistakes. Hopefully the directors and producers, Cameron Miller, are truly going to fix this franchise. I've been very critical of several things. I'm maybe slowly starting to get back a little bit of interest because of some of the footage I've seen. But it's hard to know. It's hard to know who to trust, who's really being, can you trust that this R rating is really going to turn out to be a proper thing, or is it just going to be a little bit of a last minute ploy to win over some interest that would surely have been lost had it been announced as a PG-13 movie? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be a proper R-rated Terminator, or is it going to be a kind of a retrofitted ploy to get fans back on side? Who knows? Thanks for watching.